What's eating you? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, oh, hello. I want to know if people are still wearing their mask. Because the state that I'm living in, hello, I know that's right, but child, I don't agree. You right, you know it's right, but you're not trying to agree with it. Not at all. Not at all. I'm just talking about, I don't think. Look at you, Andrea Whoa. I'm just talking about, I need everybody to put their mask back on. I'm not ready yet. You're scaring me out here. Why we have to take our mask off so soon? I don't think it's time. And how do we know who has the shot and who doesn't? Who really does have the shot? And who's lying about it just so they don't have to wear their mask? I know. I believe that too. They do help, and they helped us. Well, now I think because we were so conditioned to wear the mask. Hi, London. We were so conditioned to wear our mask, like Pablo's dogs. And now they're just saying, oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to wear it anymore. But no. And I swear for God, the ones without the mask be coughing and sneezing. And they know, and they low-key be looking at those of us who are still wearing our masks like they want to fight or something. Like they look at us like, what you gonna do? I still wear mine. I still wear mine. I forget that I'm still wearing it. I know I went to Sam's Club. 80% of the people in the Sam's Club did not have on their mask. And I swear, I felt like they were taunting me. Like, you're so stupid. Why are you wearing a mask? And I'm looking back at them like, you're so stupid. Why don't you wear a mask? I don't know. I just feel like we should have been eased into it. Eased into it. Like, you could pull the mask down to here. You know, then next step is here. And then the next step is there. But to just give it up, no. I don't know. And then they said if you do get the virus because you have the vaccine, it won't be as bad. Well, how do they know that? I went to the outlets earlier and all of the one color were back. Yes. 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 When I walked out the store, what's up, Boy Stop Captain? I'm trying to get a live in before you go live again. You know, you wait, Boy Stop Captain, look. Mine are kind of brown. I was going to spray paint them. We're doing a little hand challenge. I'm gonna practice though. I'm gonna do a practice with my son. We're gonna do it maybe tomorrow. But I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna have y'all. They got shipped today? Oh yeah. It's gonna be funny. I'm buying my tacos though. I'm not making them. I'm just gonna get them from Taco Bell. We got to come through with some other content. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not talking about nothing. I'm just talking about mask. And the fact that I think that we need to still be wearing our masks for a little while longer. Right. I know. I've been letting my nose out too. I've noticed that my nose has really been out. I make some so I can film a cooking video, but I might do the Bell also. Oh, okay. I'll probably just do Taco Bell. We'll see. I think we should do it too. Like, I don't know. Maybe we should do 3. You want to do 3 each and see, like who can eat theirs the fastest? I don't know. Or eat 1. We'll figure it out. I mean, I don't like wearing the mask, just because of breathing issues and all of that. But like I said, because we were so conditioned that basically if you didn't wear your mask, you could possibly die. I know. Taco Bell, and I don't have a gallbladder anymore either. That Taco Bell is not going to stay in me long. No, yeah. Well, Ty and what's it? Tosh and I can never think of her other name. Steph and Tosh. They were racing to see who ate their tacos first. But I think other channels just ate them with the little hands. So we can race or we can just eat them. We're going to be cutting up anyway. We probably won't even finish 1 taco. But we could do that. Well, how's everyone doing? I just came on to say hello. I'm about to record my virtual lecture. I'm not doing any live lectures this summer. My summer class is all virtual. So I pre-record my lectures. We just gonna eat them. You know we greedy. We gonna eat them. Oh, they gonna get 8. Did a challenge with their hands. Oh, okay, with the little hands. Taylor. I know we copying off of big YouTubers. We little YouTubers trying to be big YouTubers. So we're gonna eat with our little hands. Woo! Wait a minute. Plastic bags can be dangerous. Oh. Are you going to boil these first? Now we got to eat them just like this. It was a couple challenges. Then people started doing them. Oh, okay. Ew, they look creepy. Ew. We just, clout chasing. You know how we do. If you under 2,000 subscribers, you got a clout chase. That's the only way you're gonna build yourself. You got the clout chase. That's it. So the big YouTubers don't want to play with us, so we got to play with each other. You know? But that's all. That's what everybody else doing. Hey, Chanelli. Girl, I was in your lingerie live last night. You was just a singing. I ain't had no lingerie, so I said, well, this ain't for me. We got the clout up. Oh, we definitely gonna tag Steph and Tasha. That's how you chase clout. We got to tag everybody. That's the only way we gonna grow out here in these streets. Because this YouTube game is not easy. It is not easy at all. We got to do what we got to do. I know, girl, you was into it. I only came through for a second. I was out in the street. I said, what is Chanelly doing? To be pretty friendly with sharing on their community tab. Yes, they are. Yeah. That would be great if we got a reshare. That would be wonderful. Some YouTubers, big YouTubers, will shout you out without expecting anything back. And some of them will charge you for it. But in a lot of cases, if they see something on your channel that they like or is funny or whatever, they'll shout you out. Especially those that don't do like collabs, because collabs can be a little tricky. Yeah, now YouTube can see that as like buying your subs, like sub for subs and all of that stuff, which they don't want us to do. Oh yeah, Chanel, you had the makeup on one side. Yeah, that was fly. I saw that. Girl, you were singing. You had your eyes closed. I was like, she ain't reading no comments because she's into this song, honey. She was into the music. I'm surprised Big Boy Stop Capping wasn't in there. He loves your lingerie sing time. I'm going to report you, boy stop capping, the girl stop capping. Nobody's doing anything on this Saturday. Is it Saturday? Yeah. On this Saturday night. What's happening in these YouTube streets? I've been trying to mind my business. I don't care who got no PPP loan. I didn't get no PPP loan. What is it? PPPP? Triple P? I didn't get no triple P loan. I don't want no triple P loan. But I know people who got triple P loans. If you can prove that they legit, then you straight. Boy Stop Capping been working hard for this channel. He been working hard. That's the only thing I've been seeing in the YouTube streets is people is being called out for getting PP loans. And not only in this sector, but in other sectors too. Other sectors that I go in. And people calling in fraud. Who got the time to call fraud in on somebody? That is crazy to me. It's the same people who will call children and youth and family services on somebody. That same energy will call the PPP loan people. Same energy. I'm good, E. Brooks. That same energy, like, especially people who call children and youth, they record phone calls, right? They definitely record those phone calls. I've known when like people have called children and youth on like a family member or whatever, and the call is recorded. Don't ever think that those children and youth workers don't tell the parents who called in. Like, girl, that was, your cousin called, your mother. This was the number. Thank you, Boy Stop Capping. I keep forgetting to make you a mod. I'm going to do it after this. Hit the like button so I can make 2 pennies and a dime. Knowing they auntie or cousin, Mika got one. Leave these YouTubers alone. Yeah, because it's not illegal for a YouTuber to get. I know another YouTuber in another sector. She is a YouTuber, and part of her channel is that she would do vlogs. And during COVID, she could not do any vlogs, and so her views went down significantly, and she was losing a lot of money. And she has a pretty decent sized channel. And so she applied for the PPP and she got it. She got 10,000 from what she shared. And so she shared it with her subscribers, and people were like happy for her because they knew she was struggling. Don't you know the haters called it in as fraud? Yeah. A lot of people don't know if you are a big enough YouTuber, you're making a right amount of money. You can hire your kids, your husband, next door neighbor, your dog, your cat. All of them can work for you, and they would qualify for the loan. It's really not illegal. It's really not. It's a loss of income. And so even if you got the PPP, now mind you, this PPP situation is not new to the government. This is not new. This is just new to us. It's not new. They didn't just make this up because of this pandemic. It's been money in that line of money forever. So if you can get access to it, and if you have a business, you know, a YouTube is a business. If you can get it, then get it. Now that's on you. If they say it ain't right, then you're gonna have to pay it back. That's all. And the government is so nasty when you owe them money. Ugh. The letters, the constant letters they send. Ugh. 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 I mean, I'm not there. I don't like 1099. Even though I'm doing this, I don't expect to make a whole bunch of money. It's not going to affect my taxes. But I know I've had a business before where I did not pay my taxes properly. And honey, the IRS was on this ass. Whew. If she was honest, that is legit. However, you don't lie though and say you have worked for a company for 2 years. Not that. Now that's fraud. That's fraud. That's fraud. But any other, I'm outside of fraud and a YouTuber, you can, YouTubers have applied and they have received legit PPP loans. You can, but you can't, you know, say you were a dog catcher and you ain't never caught no dog, and then all of a sudden you go get 10 dogs and say, see, I told you I was a dog catcher. No, baby, you got to prove you had them dogs 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Girl, the IRS was on this. Ooh, when I tell you they got my ass, they got my ass. They was not playing. I pleaded the fifth. I got to the point I was like, you know what? F it. Send me to the feds. I'm going to go to the feds. Put me down for a year. I can do a year. Because y'all going to get off my A about this money. They was like, nah, ma'am, you going to figure out how to way to pay us back. And I had to. I had to pay them back a decent amount of money. Yep. They do not play. When they start talking about jail, this, that, and the third, I said, I know you lying. I was out here helping people. Yep, they don't play. It's to play with the government money is you can lose everything. You can lose everything. You won't be able to get anything. And then you got to think about when you get old, they can mess with your Medicare, with your Medicaid. They can not get, girl, it's not worth making 10K or 20K, 30K messing with government money. You can't do it. I've had people that I've known in my field who were what we call double dipping. So, I mean, it's only so many hours in the day. You can't report to the government that you saw 15 clients in one day, in one working day, when a working day can be maybe like 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. You can't say you saw 30 clients in one day. It's impossible. PayPal and Cash App will report your finances. Woo, child. Hi, Richardson. Oh, girl, I'm telling you, it's nothing you can do. The government is going to find out. No, I had a small business. I was a contractor, and I had a self-help program that I wrote, and I would do this 10-week self-help program at shelters. And these shelters would pay me a nice little piece of change. But I wasn't reporting at the end of the year. I think I did it for a few years. I wasn't properly reporting the income. And when I finally got it together, because the companies that were paying me, they reported that they gave me 5K, they gave me 3K, they gave, you know what I mean? So then the government was like, Miss Ma'am, you collected all this money, but you didn't tell us all about it. And that's how you get in trouble. So I learned that lesson. I was young. I didn't know no better. Yeah. That's how you get caught, though. You're going to get caught. And see, the government was just nobody. I mean, this is the first time we've all lived through a pandemic. So now that things are settling down, the government is going to want to recoup some of that money. And so you know who they're going to come after first. That's who they're going to come after first. Billy and his fake landscaping business will not be affected. But Shakrisha and her hair braiding out of her kitchen will be. They gonna get you, girl. They gonna get you, girl. They gave away, they damn sure coming. Oh, yeah. They really, even people with unemployment. Now, if you go on the unemployment webpage, the first thing they say is, you want to report fraud? Like, girl, no. I'm here to do my own paperwork. I ain't got time to be helping y'all catch people. Who does that? They even like coming after people who were living in housing. Because, you know, if you live in public housing, I don't care if your grandma give you $20 on your birthday. They want to know about it. Every nickel. Thank you. Please like the live. Public housing wants to know about every nickel you make. And if you don't tell them, they will kick your whole family out of your apartment. I've watched them do it. So people who got the PPP and they lived in public housing, now you have to show like, oh, you had all this extra income and you never reported it to public housing. These people are going to lose their housing because of this. So you got 10K, but it's not going to be worth it because you know how quick we could spend money, especially if we designer happy. You probably bought all your kids fresh new Jordans. You know, just crazy stuff. So it's going to be a lot of people are going to lose a lot. But I don't think they really should be focusing on that. They need to be focusing on them folks who tried to kill all the senators and everybody else at the Capitol building. Because if you're following the news, they really trying to let them like get away with that shit. Like the Republicans right now are not signing bills that will assure that these people go to prison. Like they really trying to act like that shit didn't happen, which is just another slap in all our faces. They getting loans and getting new bodies done. Wow. See, you supposed to, the PPP money is supposed to put back into your business, not your booty. See, that's how they go into jail. Remember that rapper? I don't know who it was. I think he was in the rap industry. I think he got 75K. And he went right to the jeweler and bought like 2 Rolex watches or some foolishness. That don't pay exactly. They so worried about that little bit of money. You worried about a mom who might have got, a 5K to pay her rent, and now you're going to, kick her out of housing, or a family who applied for food stamps because they were doubling and tripling up people's food stamps. And even working people needed food stamps. People were struggling, and now they're trying to get money back off of them. Like they always mess with the middle class and the poor. Always. But the billionaires will continue, and billionaires have been getting PPP loans since they started the government. That PPP loan shit is not new at all. Hi, Anna. I'm just live because I really should be doing something else. I really should be filming this lecture on the brain. That's what I really need to be doing. But the way I film my lectures, it doesn't have editing, so I'll be messing up. Yes, Anna, I have been a mess on my on my videos. I always say one day I think I would love to do a TED talk. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not refined enough for that. I am not refined enough for a TED talk. Y'all like these glasses? They're not readers, but they're for if you stare at a computer long. I got these from Target for $3. Yep. And it helps your eyes. They called Blu-ray glasses. I got another pair too. Where's my other pair? I don't know why I've been collecting these ridiculous pens. I don't know why. I love these. I get these from the dollar store. I'm so childish. Yep. Put them right there. 21 in the chat, 12 likes, I can't count. Thank you, boy. Stop capping. Yeah, these was $3. And it helps the glare, like if you're on a computer. Yep, they had these. And where are my other pair? Oh, it's on my other desk. They got the white. They have like different colors. I swear, when I go to Target, I only shop in that little, the little front part with the dollar stuff. That's why I got these little things. Not my brain, but these. I think they were like $4. I love that little thing at Target. What else I got around here that I got from Target? I think that's it. But I always get that stuff right in the front of Target. That's I go to the front of Target. I shop at the little dollar thing, and then while I'm shopping over there, I order my pizza because I love the Pizza Hut pizza, the personal pan. And then on my way out, I usually get me a slice of lemon cake from the Starbucks. That's all I do when I go to Target. It's not the person, but I still believe she is that person, regardless of having evidence that he. Thank you. I did this myself. Anna, I don't know. Wait a minute now, Anna. What Anna talking about? Is not that person, but I still believe she is that person, regardless of having evidence that for the T is not who I thought. What medical term do you use for that? I don't know. I don't understand your question, Anna. I really don't. Let me go back up. Maybe I missed part of it. That you believe for here for the T was someone else on YouTube. Oh, I don't know. You'll be surprised how many people have several channels. I just use her as an example. Okay, let me go up. I'm so glad you're alive. I have a question I've been wanting to ask you. What is the medical term for someone who, for instance, if I believe that, okay, here for the T was someone else on YouTube, then here for the T went live and showed her face and her voice to prove that just means you got some good insight, girl. You have good insight. That's all. But there are several channels who have, there are channel holders who have multiple channels. They have multiple channels. One channel they may show themselves, another channel they may not. I'm thinking about starting another channel just for kids, little kids, mental health and little kids. And I don't know if I'm going to show myself. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about I might use just puppets or something like that. Yup. Because little kids are very in tune to themselves. They love a good therapy session, honey. They like to talk and just go on and on. But I'm considering doing that. But there are a lot of channels with multiple channels. But you can't change your voice. Even though some channels do have that voice augmentation on them. They really don't want to know they really don't want to know. Coronaphobia. Oh my God, that's not in the DSM-5, but it's going to be in our next. It's going to be added to our phobias. I've never heard of it, but they should make it a thing. Oh, absolutely should make it a thing. So many people, including myself, had coronaphobia. Fear of catching the corona? Hell yeah. Most of the country had it. Most of the world had it. Yeah, I don't watch videos or comment from my actual YouTube page. I know. I have another page. That, if I'm just, sliding through somebody's stuff, I might use my other page. Absolutely heterophobia. We're going to have to coin that term. Absolutely. We were living among a deadly disease. And some of us lost people that we loved. I lost somebody that I loved because of this disease. So hell yeah, we all have. I mean, a lot of us have it. Some people are just going to learn to readapt to society. Your doctor diagnosed you? Absolutely. It's like any other anxiety disorder. You have to learn to readapt. That's really what it's going to take. That's why if you're not ready to remove your mask, then don't remove your mask. If you're not ready to be around a lot of people, then don't do it. Because it is a true anxiety. That's where I'm at with it. I'm like, I'll take my mask down when I feel like it, when I feel safer, when I'm less anxious. But there are people who still have not been out of their houses in over a year because they made the world easy for us to stay home. Our food was delivered to us. When you unemployment, you were able to still get money and stay home. All of a sudden, our jobs, who told us before that there was no way you could work virtually, all of a sudden had the capabilities of allowing us to work at home. Oh, really? Even within what I do as a professor, it was not easy to get an online professor position. And I have gone through the training and have been trained to be an online professor for like over 2 years and could never get a class. And then all of a sudden, everybody was, capable of teaching an online class. So a lot of people have that anxiety. And I always tell everybody the best anxiety medication on the market is good old Xanax. You just got to be careful. You don't want to be on it forever, until you have learned how to cope with the way the world is today. But Xanax helps. That's going to turn into agoraphobia. I hope not. That's why you give her that's why you would suggest, like some Xanax to help you kind of go back out and feel less anxious, or Boost Bar or some sort of medicine like that. Anything natural works too. Hell, Benadryl can work. I wouldn't drive them, but it'll help to, calm your nerves. I would say to people to just, do what, works for you as far as, staying 6 feet apart, wearing your mask, limit being around a large group of people. But for the most part, a lot of people have anxiety. A lot of us have anxiety because of the pandemic. Absolutely. I couldn't even watch the news. I was shaking. I was shaking because I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever had or has bronchitis. We know as people who with bronchitis how that feels when we can't breathe and when our lungs are like tight. It's a horrible feeling. And the way they described the corona, I was like, oh my God, I would never survive that. Because I can barely get through bronchitis. I had that twice. And the first time was in the hospital for a week, like 4 years ago. I know how to treat it now because I had it a second time, but I knew what to do. So a better example of what I was asking is if I believe the sky is red, but all the evidence says that it's blue. Hi, Brandy. But I still believe and insist that it's red. What is that? That's a better example. Okay. Honestly, if you probably came to my office and was trying to convince me that the sky was red or telling me the sky is red, can't you see that the sky is red? I would probably think you were schizophrenic or you had bipolar with psychosis. That you were bipolar, but you were having some psychosis for whatever reason. Absolutely. Oh my God. You think about the last year that we had. Absolutely. You know, every time my husband, my sons, my father, my cousins go out into the world, it's a little bit of anxiety. Like, yeah, you don't even want to think about it. Thank you. Yeah, like I use dolls and stuff because, first of all, I work with, I've always worked with a lot of kids. I work with kids, but I also am very like hands on. So I always like to show examples in my classes. I don't just like to talk about theories and talk about some of the research and experiments. I'll do an experiment on my students in a minute. Sometimes they don't even know they part of an experiment until the end of class, and they like, oh, no, right? And so it helps some learners to get it when they can see it and feel it. So I don't want to just talk about this experiment on how I can condition a person within like 5 minutes. I will do an experiment and show it to the class how I do that. Yeah, I always use dolls. Let me grab one. I'm working on her. Look at her. She beat up. I use her. I got a lot of doll heads. This one I'm working on. She needs to be spray painted again. Here's my Adrian. Adrian gonna kick my ass. Here's my beloved. What I do on her. I'm a mess. Yep. Some people think it's corny, Londell. I don't really care because you can always go into another page and talk to somebody else about mental health who doesn't use dolls or these. Yep. Here's Yaya. Wait, come here, Yaya. Here go Yaya. Here go Yaya. I swear I cracked myself up. Here go Yaya. Come on, Yaya. Woo! What's eating Yaya? Mm. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but we're all having anxiety. I swear it's like a different type of anxiety now because I'm having anxiety about people not wearing their damn masks and all in the street, all up at the casino. Now, I love myself a good casino, and they just be all in the casino with no mask on. And I'm like, ew, ew, where's your mask, sir? Get away from me. Mm. I swear in Atlantic City, they don't forgot all about it. Everybody walking around doing whatever they want. It's a mess. And I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only thing I was here to talk about. Just PPP loans. I didn't get one. People out here with no masks is living all reckless. I'm still wearing mine. Stay tuned for my little hands challenge. I'll be doing this with Boys Stop Capping. I'm also going to do it with my son. So stay tuned for this video. And someone asked me to talk about, what did they want me to talk about? Oh, menopause and mental health. Some people who died from COVID basically drowned when their lungs were too full of girl, I know. It was Horrible. I swear, I can't even think. If I like allow myself to think back 8 months ago, 9 months ago, it's horrible, horrible, horrible. They and nobody knew, and even the hospitals didn't know how to help them. That's why I'm like, people who like were saying, "Oh, it's not real" and all that stuff. You had to lose somebody to know how real it really was and how horrible it was and how scary it was, and it still is. And I feel like I've gone through this with HIV and AIDS, because HIV and AIDS hit the scene in the 80s, like late 80s, mid 80s. And that was the time when I was, a young lady out here dipping it and doing it. And that was scary because you didn't know who you could sleep with that might not have it. We didn't even know back then. If you knew somebody who was HIV positive, you wouldn't even drink from them. You wouldn't use the same fork that they use. It was horrible. You didn't know who you could trust. You didn't know how you could get it. So I feel like I lived through that torture. And now, and then I'm living through this pandemic. That's why I'm a mess. I should be medicated right now. Yes, please speak about menopause. I'm going through it too. I'm going through it too. I know I've worked with a lot of young women because during your period, when you have a period and you're going through PMS, a lot of women, especially the women I work with who are bipolar, their bipolar is worse 2 weeks before their period. So they are unstable oftentimes. They're very unstable. So yeah, I may do something on that too, but menopause is not easy. Menopause is not easy because of all the hormonal changes. So I am going to talk about that. Unless they had a pulse ox. Yeah. Yeah. Out here too. They would not take you. One of my family members was very sick. A couple of people I knew was very sick. And because I have bronchitis, I have, like the machine. I can't even think of it. I have that machine, for breathing. And so I have two of them, and I was sharing those machines with people, not the tubing, because I would just order extra tubing and let them keep the tubing. But I was sharing my machine and my medicine with people who had COVID because the doctors were sending them home with an inhaler. And I'm like, that's not going to help you breathe. That's not going to do it. Yeah. The heat is unbearable. And I sweat only in my neck. Laudel, it's in my neck at night. I literally have three fans directly pointed at me, and the AC is on. Machine to the hospital. Did you? Yeah. My machines were working overtime. And then I never wanted to give up both of my machines because I was like, oh my God, what if I need it? So I would give one machine up. Then when that person got well, I would get my machine back, give it to somebody else. It was a mess. Drop it off at their door, leave, take people food. I had several people I knew who were sick. Oh yeah, my air is always blasting. Yep. I like the fan though. For some reason, I love a fan. So I got fans everywhere. I got this little fan right here in front of me. Little fan. I have fans everywhere. Anywhere that I might be for an extended amount of time a fan is nearby because of the heat of the menopause. It's awful. But I had really bad PMS. My PMS was bad. So, yeah. But it definitely affects women who have mental health issues. The menopause, I think, is magnified the same way your PMS is. Yes, the air and fan are my best friends. I often sleep in the living room as well. Girl, you know, sometimes I cannot sleep in my bed. I feel like my bed is so hot. So I got a chair, a big ottoman chair, like next to my bed, and I sleep in that because I feel like the bed is just hot. I'm itchy. I don't want to be in the bed. My husband can't stand me. He was like, ew. I'm like, this bed is hot. Yeah. Because I can't sleep in the bed. Someday I do not sleep in my bed. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. If my neck is burning, I even have a fan that go around my neck and I sleep with that. Boy, stop capping, shut up. You don't have menopause. But the floor is a good place to sleep too, especially if you have back issues. Yeah, I can't do all that extra body heat. I can't do it. Menopause is bad. You know, a lot of marriages end because of menopause. Because for women, so we just don't want to be bothered with nobody. We don't want to be bothered. We don't. I think that's why a lot of marriages end because men, I think they deal with things differently. They look at, midlife crisis. I got to go dip it and do it. And women are more like, leave me alone, face life. She's on CNN Nightly News. She got it somewhat early in the pandemic. It was a nightmare. They just sent you home to get better on your own. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I had a family member. He was really bad. And they would not keep him. One, he didn't have health insurance. And his pulse ox was not high enough. And they just kept sending him home. I was like, if I don't do something, like he's going to die. And he lives alone. So we just brought stuff to his door and took off running. Because, we were scared too. It was terrible. It was horrible. And even with the shot, like I said before in another live, when my daughter got her second vaccine, her lips went numb. Numb. And I rushed her to the hospital. I was like, her lips are numb. Like, is that one, if it affects her throat, now she can't breathe. Now what? They was like, oh, it'll be okay. I think it was the Pfizer. Yeah, we got the Pfizer. Absolutely. If you lived alone, you were in bad shape. If you got sick. But then again too, if you live with other people, you in the bushes, girl. I see you. I see you. If you live with other people and you had it, that was bad too, because now you can infect your family members with IVF and untreatable lung disease. She was diagnosed with COVID, but she has been on oxygen. Oh my God. Yeah, her lungs they shot. Yeah. When you get bronchitis, it takes the doctor. I remember the doctor told me the first time I got bronchitis, he said it'll take 6 months before your lungs are recovered. So it'll take some time before you feel normal, before you can walk up a flight of steps without being winded. I couldn't even walk from my bedroom to my kitchen, which is like a flight of steps down. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. So I knew if I got COVID, oh my God, it was gonna be, it could have been very well a wrap for me. So yes, I understand people who are having anxiety about the mask, because I am. Even though they say, "Oh, if you get it, you'll be okay." How you know that? You don't know how these lungs are set up, and I don't want it anyway. My brother-in-law's uncle got it at work. He lived with his elderly mother. She caught it from her son. Oh no. That happened within my family. That happened within my family. Yeah. The son brought it home, and because the mother wasn't going anywhere. She wasn't leaving the house. Yeah. I know the first, like, remember when it first hit in the first 2 weeks? We were like, okay, we could be home for 2 weeks. That ain't no problem. I went to the stores, bought mad food. You know, I put a note on my door, like, don't even think about it. You ain't told my kids you ain't leaving this house. We in here. And for 2 weeks, it wasn't easy because one of my sons, he's hot in his ass. So it wasn't easy to keep him in. But for 2 weeks, we didn't go anywhere. We did not leave the house, but it wasn't easy because people would come over and I'm like, I'm not letting you in. Like, you're not coming in here. Crazy. I think we're going to live with this for a minute. I know, but it's hard. Remember early on too when we would see stories about like whole families passing away, mom, dad, the child. I remember this one family. I always have the image of this lady, this family. I think they lived in Atlanta. I'm not sure. They lived in Atlanta, I think. And first, her son, their only child, he was only like 20. He got it and he died. 2 days later, her husband was also sick. He died. And then she had it, but she recovered. And so her family would come to her. They were broadcasting it, would come to visit her, and she would just be waving from the door. Oh my God. I just keep that image of her in my head and just how sad she was. And they had a big old house too. And like to be left alone in that house by yourself and your only son and husband are dead, like no. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. It was hard too. I have a sister that lives by herself, and it was very hard. I think for a lot of people, what saved them was video phones. The fact that we could video phone each other, and my sister would not let anybody in her house, and so family would just come to like her back patio and talk to her from there. But it was bad. It was many nights I was scared for her because she was so low. Like, oh my God. So bad. That's what I'm saying. This transition to where we are today, where most of the people want to get back to normal. We all want life like it was in 2018. We want to be there again, but I think we need to understand that we have all gone through trauma. Living through this was traumatic. And then we all have this survivor guilt. Like we made it, and how many people died? I don't even know the number anymore. The funeral home owner in New York that had 2 U-Hauls filled. Yes. Yes. In the funeral home. Yes. I have another sister that works in Philly as a nurse, and yeah, they had to rent a U-Haul to put bodies in. That's disgusting. Oh, coming out of his ears. And then the way you had to give funerals for somebody, like my loved one, we did the funeral was online. It was terrible. This is a lady who spent the majority of her life in church, giving to her church, who, who would have wanted a church homegoing. They weren't even refrigerated. No, because they ran out of the refrigerated trucks. And you think we were bad? What do you think they were doing in other like third world countries? They was throwing them in they was digging big old giant holes and throwing people in them and burning the bodies. We went through hell. The whole world went through hell. The whole world has PTSD. We really do. And for some people who already have mental health issues, this is worse. And I know India is bad right now. Puerto Rico is not doing that great right now. Puerto Rico is shutting down at 9 p.m. I don't know if they still have it. I know my son was there a couple of weeks ago, and by 9 o'clock, they want everybody in the house. Yes, I have my COVID shot. I'm going to continue to wear my mask. Me too. Hi, Nita. Yep. I am too. But those some countries are still they struggling because they don't have a lot of the breathing machines, and they don't have access to some of the same stuff that we do. And I don't know. I mean, I feel some of my anxiety is lifted because we have new government. And I believe that this administration is handling things much better than the other administration. When our president said that we should drink bleach as a way to cure the corona, I knew we were doomed. I was like, yeah, we gonna die. Yeah, we gonna die. Because he was not playing. He really said that, and he really meant that. And just having that administration, oh no, I met a psychologist. She told me her business was and booming through. Absolutely. It is. All of my friends who are therapists and psychologists they have been busy they've been busy. They have been very, very busy. Absolutely. You probably couldn't get in with a psychiatrist right now if you tried. Their probably next appointment is November or December. He did mean it, Richardson. He meant that. And a few dummies actually drank bleach and died. Yeah, so a lot of people, even if you never had anxiety or depression, are dealing with that right now because of the pandemic. Absolutely. Yep. Therapists are super busy, and psychologists, we don't have enough psychologists anyway, or psychiatrists. So trying to get into to see a psychiatrist right now, good luck. And you need the psychiatrist if you want to get medication, or a nurse practitioner. Yep. But yeah, I mean, it's going to level out eventually, but right now it's pretty bad. I haven't seen my dentist. I haven't seen my dentist since this all started, which I really need to go, because she be calling me like I'm like, girl, I ain't ready for you to be breathing in my face. Relax, I'll be there. Because every time you go to the dentist, don't they always find shit? You need a crown. You need a new tooth. You need new gums. You need this. You need that. You want this $8,000 toothbrush? No, I don't, girl. Ugh. That's why I ain't called her yet, but I need to. Because I haven't been to the dentist since all this stuff happened. I haven't been, so she owed me 2 cleanings, all that. The dentist, this dentist, she ain't too bad, but they know me. That girl, don't ask me about that $10,000 toothbrush. I'll get my toothbrush from the dollar store, girl. I asked a psychiatrist why there are so few. She said that when people go to medical school, they like being able to diagnose, prescribe, and fix. She said psychiatry is just different. It's trying different meds. Well, I mean, psychiatrists do. We're a science too. So we diagnose and treat just like any other medical model. Um, and we follow like a treatment plan. Like the way I would, treat a schizophrenic is different than the way I'm going to treat somebody with depression, right? That's two different treatment modalities. So, it's a science. The problem is that our medications aren't a one fixed type of thing. So I can give you Tylenol for pain, but if you have depression, lithium might work for you or Prozac might work for you. We got to mix it up a little bit till we figure it out, which is why people get pissed off at psychiatrists. So a small percentage of people go into psychiatry. That's absolutely true. Which is why we always beg. You don't know how many psychiatrists that I've had to put up with that I wanted to take this pen and stick it up their nose and through their eyeball because they were such assholes, but we needed them. And we needed to have, you got to have a psychiatrist over any type of mental health clinic. And they know that. And so as the clinicians, we literally had to kiss their asses because we didn't want them to leave. If they left, we couldn't practice without them. So we literally basically had to kiss their asses, even if they were assholes. Not that many, but I've had a few. Not that many, but a few. And they know that they're needed. We've been actually, going overseas too. So the same way in other practices that we'll go overseas and bring psychiatrists from. I've had work with psychiatrists from like Colombia, Dominican Republic, like that. Yep. You'll have to find the right antipsychotic that works for them. Yeah. You just have to find the right medication. People, and it's hard because psychotropic meds are hard on your body. They process in the liver and in the kidneys, and it's not easy to take some of these medications. Over the years, they have gotten much better. Much better. 30 years ago, a lot of these medications had people drooling or they would dry your mouth out. We've gotten through a lot of that. Meds are so much better. Treat opiate addicts and mentally ill at the same place now. We do that, but usually it is it's one facility, but it's kind of separate. But oftentimes people have addiction. It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg? Were you an addict first and then develop depression, anxiety? Or did you have depression and anxiety and then you use drugs to treat it? So we call that being dually diagnosed. We used to call it double trouble, but we don't call it that no more. But we call that being dually diagnosed. So it makes sense for them to come to the same place. I've worked in places like that, methadone clinics. Opiate users, they get their methadone to treat their addiction. So they see a methadone counselor, and then they see me, and I'm treating their anxiety and depression. So that's why some of the places are like at the same facility. Hi, Sherry. I've been watching you since you're live tonight. What is your area of expertise in psychology? My area of expertise is that I am a psychotherapist. Mm-hmm. And I have treated individual, I do individual, family, group, psychotherapy, all kinds of populations. We're living in a I say we are right now living in a pandemic and an epidemic, an opiate epidemic. There's so many opiate addicts from 10 years old to 90 year olds, opiate addicts, right? So we got this wide range of opiate addiction and addicts, and where do we put them all? What do we do? Opiates is probably the worst drug to kick. It is absolutely the worst drug to kick. So yeah, psych beds are filled with opiate addicts. Absolutely. And sometimes that shit don't mix. Because imagine if I go to the hospital because my anxiety is really bad and I just want to go to the hospital to work on my meds, work on myself. And now I'm in the room with an opiate user, prostitute, AIDS addict. Like that these two people probably shouldn't be in the same room. But that's what's happening. Good luck finding a bed. Somebody just reached out to me about trying to get somebody hospitalized. It's a trick to that. It is an absolute trick to that, to get someone hospitalized. You got to say the right thing. It's been many times I wanted a client hospitalized, and I've had to agitate them before I took them into the hospital. Literally agitate them, because I need them to show what it is. And they need to say that they're going to hurt somebody or they're going to hurt themselves. And that's the only way to get them in there. That's why I asked the question. You know how many times they send people home? I've had people act out so bad. Like, they act out so bad. They're going to kill everybody in the house. They're going to kill me. Da-da-da-da-da. I get the crisis to come and pick them up, get them to the hospital. Before I can even get back home, the family is calling me like, they said John is fine and I can come pick him up. What? He wouldn't sleep in my house. There's a place near my home that I believe give people drugs. I believe one of the clinics you were just speaking on, and it's packed up there. All of our methadone clinics are packed. All of them. They open up 5 o'clock in the morning, and the people is standing out there at 5 a.m. Absolutely, to get dosed. I don't mind a methadone clinic. Like, I think, methadone, I'd rather have somebody on methadone than straight opiates, wilding out in the street, stealing, robbing, prostituting. Nah. Methadone works. If you work it the way it's supposed to be worked and use it the way it's supposed to be used, your life is going to be better. Can you take people off work? What you mean? You can't kick heroin without methadone. Yeah, you can. You can. It's going to hurt like hell and you're going to shit all over yourself. But you can. You can kick it without methadone. Absolutely. You're going to be dope sick. You definitely going to be dope sick. From what I understand, I've seen people dope sick. It's terrible. But you can live through it. Because when you get locked up, in most cases, you get locked up, you're going to be dope sick anyway. As a matter of fact, if before I put somebody in rehab, I tell them to go I'll be like, go, I don't say out loud, like, go use, but I'll be like, you might want to tighten yourself up before you get in there, because you're going to be dope sick anyway. I'm good, Chickaling. Heroin is horrible to withdraw from, but you can live through it. Some people can. Most people will. You be early in the morning. Do most people use the methadone clinic like they should? Are many successful? They are. Not everybody uses it like they should. Absolutely not. I've seen people, or I've known of people who went in to get their methadone, kept it in the back of their throat, spit it up when they went outside, and sold it to somebody. And like once you're doing good, look at you, boy, stop capping. I'm about to go buy me a taco. I'm gonna buy me a taco. We call them takeouts. Once they are doing well on the program, they get takeouts for their methadone. And so they're able to take it home. And so you start out, maybe you get 2 takeouts, then you get 3 takeouts or whatever a day. So yeah, if you work the program properly, you can be successful. Yes, you can. But not everybody does that. So, I mean, if anybody knows somebody with a dope brain, you know how dope brains think. You just don't know. They might be successful and they might not. It's really all on them. I know I never work harder than they work. Period. Yep. I never work harder than they work. I'm gonna help you as much as you're gonna help yourself. Because I'm sure I know it's hard to kick it. I know it's hard to kick it. Yeah, but they work. Methadone clinics work. Meth work. Some people don't need meth. Some people can get off methadone and never look back. And they live a perfectly fine life. Boy, stop capping. What time you going live? Because I know you going live. Oh, let's see, 11 o'clock. All right, well, let's wrap this up. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight. So they start by only being able to take the methadone at the actual clinic. Oh, yeah. They take the methadone at the actual clinic for like 6 months. It's a commitment. So they got to go to the clinic every day to get dosed, they call it. So you get dosed. If you know anything about heroin, you're going to need that when you wake up. So the clinic's open like at 5 a.m. So, dang, boy, stop. He's sleepy. So you got to get dosed in the morning. Thank you, girl. Yeah, give me tacos and a Slurpee. I'm getting tacos and a Slurpee. I'm getting a taco. I'm about to go to Wawa now and get me what time is it? Yeah, I'm going to go get me a Slurpee. Why not? I feel like my blood sugar is okay right now. Why not? But, yeah, they open up early. They have to because they need to get dosed pretty early in the morning. So they'll get their first, like their dose at 10. They might have to come back in the evening too. Go, Yaya. Look at Yaya. Yeah, Yaya. Yeah. Thank you, Richardson. Yeah. Whenever I get a super chat, Yaya gonna dance. Boop, 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 boop. Oh. So yeah, once they get a dose in the morning and probably one in the afternoon, because when you use, you gotta use. Heroin is a pain in the ass. It's too much work. I always tell heroin addicts, girl, boy, it's too much work. Where are you getting your tactics from? I'm kind of hungry too. My what? Oh, tacos? Oh, I'm getting these tacos. We getting our tacos from Taco Bell. Just basics. No, I'm going right now to go get me a Slurpee. You want a Slurpee, Yaya? I'm going to get me a Slurpee. Thank you, Richardson. Yep. I don't think I'm going to hit the casino tonight. I was there last night. I'm gonna stay out of there tonight. I ain't gonna go there tonight. Yeah, but thank you, everyone. I will see you at my next live. Thank you for all my super chat. Thank you. Y'all know I don't know how to get out of here. Is this my mouse? I got like 3 mouse. Wait a minute now, y'all. Okay, I'm getting out. I'm leaving now.